You're looking at it again. The blinking line. The white void of the screen. It's just a simple request. A yes or no. A simple scheduling question. You've had the draft open for 20 minutes. You've written the response, deleted it, written it again. You've checked the tone. Is it too eager? Too cold? Does this one word, this single, small, insignificant word, somehow betray an anxiety they will instantly recognize? You read it one more time. You read it 5 more times. You close your eyes, and you can feel the sensation. A static hum in your mind. It's not thought. Not really. It's noise. A committee room in your skull, and every member is shouting, debating the precise angle of a comma, the geopolitical implications of a friendly emoji. You press send, and you feel, not relief, you feel a cold jolt of finality, a tiny, hollow drop in your stomach. The door is closed. The choice is made. And now, all you can do is wait for the consequence. This is your world. It's not just the big things. The big things are supposed to be hard. The career change, the new city, the ending of a relationship. Everyone gets a pass on those. No, for you, it's the small things. It's the restaurant menu. You watch your friends scan it, close it, and place it on the table. Done. But you are trapped. You are in a mathematical equation of regret minimization. What if the chicken is dry? What if the fish is better? What if the pasta is the thing you should have ordered, and your friend gets it, and you have to sit there, smiling, drowning in a quiet, secret envy? You know, logically, that this is absurd. You know it's just dinner. But the feeling is real. The paralysis is real. The waiter comes. Their pen is poised. The pressure mounts. And you just fold. You point to what someone else is having, or the first thing your panicked eyes land on. I'll have that. And the moment the words leave your mouth, you know it was the wrong choice. Overthinking is not a quirk. It's not a cute personality trait. It is a full-time, unpaid, 24-hour job. It is the heaviest thing you carry, and it is invisible. To the outside world, you are thoughtful. You are meticulous. You are careful. They don't see the labyrinth. They don't see the hundreds of dead-end timelines you've run down in your mind just to decide what to wear to a party. They don't see the cost. The cost is your energy. The cost is your presence. The cost is the life you are not living while you are busy auditioning every possible version of it in your head. You are the archivist of your own potential failures. You collect what-if scenarios like they are rare butterflies, pinning them to a board in your mind, studying their patterns. What if I say the wrong thing? What if I disappoint them? What if I try and I fail? What if I succeed and I am not ready for it? This noise, this constant, churning analysis, it's not you. It's a system. It's a strategy. It is a fortress you built a long time ago to protect something very, very soft inside of you. It started so quietly. Perhaps you were the good one, the responsible one, the one who had to get it right. You learned, very early, that love was conditional. It was tied to good grades, good behavior, good choices. A wrong answer wasn't just a mistake, it was a character flaw. It was a disappointment. And that feeling, the feeling of disappointing someone you loved, was unbearable. It was a cold, sharp pain you would do anything to avoid. Or maybe, you were the one who had to grow up too fast. You had to be the adult in the room. You had to navigate the unnavigable. You learned that a wrong choice didn't just mean a bad grade. It meant danger. It meant instability. It meant the fragile world you were holding together with your small hands could and would shatter. So you learned to think. You learned to outthink chaos. You became a master strategist. You learned to live in the future, a future you could script and control and rehearse. You would play out every conversation, every interaction, every possible outcome, 10 steps ahead. If you could anticipate every pitfall, every criticism, every sharp edge, you could keep yourself safe. You could, finally, be safe. This overthinking, it is a profoundly creative act. It is the desperate, brilliant, and utterly exhausting work of a mind that is trying to build a shield out of pure thought. The shield is meant to protect you from one single thing. The feeling of shame, the feeling of regret, the feeling of grief, the feeling of being wrong. Because somewhere, a long time ago, being wrong was not just an outcome. It was a verdict. It was a judgment on your soul. And so, you built the fortress. You built it so high, and so thick, and so strong. You lined the walls with logic, with pros and cons lists, with research, with other people's opinions. You became the permanent, sleepless watchman on the wall of your own life. You scanned the horizon, endlessly, for any sign of incoming pain. And it worked. For a while, it worked. You avoided the big mistakes. You navigated the tricky situations. You became successful, reliable. People came to you for decisions. Oh, the irony. You, who cannot decide on a brand of toothpaste, are the one they trust with their lives. Because you see the angles, you see the risk, but no one, not even you, noticed what was happening. You were so busy building the walls. You didn't realize you were sealing yourself inside. You were so busy scanning the horizon. You didn't notice the garden inside the fortress walls was dying. The what if became your only companion. You forgot how to live in the what is. The present moment became nothing more than a checkpoint, a place to gather data for the next decision. Joy became suspect. Spontaneity became reckless. Peace was just the brief, anxious silence between one calculation and the next. And now, you are tired. You are so tired. The fortress is a prison. The noise is a torment. The shield you built to protect you from pain has become the primary source of your suffering. It has kept all the feelings out, not just the bad ones. It has kept out the joy, the connection, the wild, messy, beautiful, unpredictable flow of being alive. You sit in your paralysis, staring at the menu, or the email, or the two roads diverging in the wood, and you feel broken. You think, why am I like this? Why is this so hard for me, when it is so easy for everyone else? You are not broken. You are hypervigilant. Your system is not flawed. It is overworked. That committee in your head, they are not your enemies. They are the exhausted ghosts of your past selves. The small, scared child who just wanted to get it right. The lonely adolescent who just wanted to fit in. The young adult who was terrified of failing. They are all in that room, shouting, because they are terrified of what will happen if they stop. They are terrified that if they let their guard down, for even 1 second, the pain you've been running from all your life will finally catch you. So what do you do? What do you do when the very thing you built to save you is now the thing that is drowning you? You cannot fight it. You have tried. You have tried to just be more decisive. You have tried to live in the moment. You have tried to stop thinking so much. This is like telling the watchman on the fortress wall to just relax. It is impossible. His very identity is wrapped up in the vigilance. To stop watching is to die, for him. You cannot fight this part of you. You cannot outlogic it. It is logic. It is the apex predator of logic. You cannot banish it. There is only one thing you can do, and it is the hardest thing. It is the last thing you would ever think to do. You must go. Inside the committee room, you must walk past the shouting, past the frantic calculations, past the whiteboards filled with terrifying equations of what if. You must find the ones who are shouting the loudest, and you must comfort them. You have to turn toward the noise, not with anger, not with frustration, but with curiosity, with a devastating, heartbreaking kindness. The next time you are trapped, the next time you are staring at the two different brands of olive oil in the grocery store aisle, and the static is rising in your head, and you can feel the paralysis setting in. Pause. Don't try to make the choice. Just stop, breathe, and feel the sensation in your body. Where is it? Is it a tightness in your chest? A hollow feeling in your stomach? A heat in your throat? That is the feeling. That is the raw, pure, unprocessed fear that the entire fortress was built to avoid. It's not a thought. It's a vibration. And in that moment, in the middle of the grocery aisle, with the fluorescent lights humming above you, you just say, quietly, to the inside of yourself, I know this feels huge. I know you are terrified of getting it wrong. I know you are trying to protect us. Thank you. You are working so hard. But I am here now. The adult is here. And I can handle this. It is just olive oil. And even if it's the wrong one, we will be okay. This is not a one-time fix. This is a new relationship. This is the slow, patient, and profoundly gentle work of reparenting the terrified parts of your own mind. It is the work of a lifetime. It is the act of becoming your own safe harbor. You see, the overthinking mind is not trying to find the best path. It is trying to find the painless path. And this is the core of its tragedy. Because life is pain. Life is pain and joy and regret and bliss and mess. To live fully is to consent to the entire spectrum. To choose is to grieve. When you choose one path, you are, by definition, not choosing the others. The overthinker is trying to find a way to not grieve, to have it all, to control all outcomes, to live a life where no door is ever fully closed. But life is the closing of doors. You close the door on being single when you commit to a partner. You close the door on one career when you choose another. You close the door on the fish when you order the chicken. And with every closed door, there is a small, necessary grief. A what if that must be laid to rest. The overthinker is the person who stands in the hallway, their hand on two doorknobs at once, starving to death, terrified to let go of either. Regret is not your enemy. Regret is just the shadow of a choice you cared about. The pain of what if is not a sign that you failed. It is a sign that you lived. It is the phantom limb of an alternative life, a life you also would have loved. The problem is not that you have these thoughts. The problem is that you have fused with them. You believe that you are the noise. You are not the noise. You are the sky. The noise is just the weather. You are the vast, quiet, conscious space that is observing the noise, and you can learn to rest in that space. The healing does not come from better thinking. It comes from less identification with thinking. It comes from the body. It comes from the breath. It comes from the texture of the wooden table under your fingertips. It comes from the steam rising from a cup of tea. You have spent your entire life in your head, in the past that haunts you and the future that terrifies you. The only place you have not been is here, now, in this singular, non-negotiable, concrete moment. When you are stuck, root yourself in the physical. What are 5 things you can see? The crack in the ceiling, the color of the rug, the dust on the windowsill. What can you hear? The hum of the refrigerator, the bird outside, the sound of your own quiet breath. This is not a distraction. This is an anchor. It is an anchor you drop from the violent, theoretical seas of your mind, down into the calm, solid seabed of reality. And you stay there for 1 second, then 2. You don't need to solve your entire life. You don't need to make the right choice for the next 10 years. You just have to make the next small choice. And you don't even have to make it right. You just have to make it. And then you have to stay with yourself after it is made. You will send the email. And the moment you do, the what-if committee will explode. You used the wrong word. It was too soon. It was too late. And you will be tempted to go back, to explain, to apologize, to undo. Don't. Just sit in the fire. Feel the discomfort, the vibration of your choice, and whisper to the committee, I know, it feels scary, but we are just going to see what happens. I'm not leaving you. I am right here with you. This is how the fortress dissolves. Not with a cannonball, not with a declaration of war, but brick by brick, with kindness, with presence, with the slow, repeated, courageous act of choosing to trust that you are resilient. You are not resilient because you make perfect choices. You are resilient because you have survived all the imperfect ones. You are still here. You have gotten it wrong 1,000 times. And you are still here. Your anxiety is lying to you. It is telling you that a wrong choice is an annihilation. It is not. It is simply information. It is a plot point. It is the way the story moves. And so you find yourself here again. The blinking cursor. The unmade choice. The noise begins to rise. The committee files into the room. The what-if scenarios start to play on the projector in your mind. The tightness comes to your chest. It is all so familiar. It is the groove you have always known. But this time, you do something different. You don't fight. You don't flee. You put your hand on your own chest. You feel the warmth. You take 1 slow breath. You turn internally to the noise. And you just listen. You let them shout. You let them panic. You don't add your own panic to theirs. You just watch, with a quiet, sad, loving kindness. Like an old friend, you watch the fear crest, like a wave. And you watch it recede. It always recedes. The choice is still there. It doesn't magically become clear. There is no bolt of lightning, no divine certainty. There is just a little more space, a little more quiet. Enough for you, the real you, the one underneath the noise, to finally be heard. And that quiet, true part of you, it already knows. It always knew. It was just drowned out by the screams of the well-intentioned guards. You type the words. They are simple. They are clear. They are yours. You click send. There is no jolt of panic. There is no hollow drop. There is just the click of the mouse, the sound of a single, small door closing, and the quiet, solid, terrifying, and utterly beautiful thump of your own heart, beating, here, now, in the only moment you ever really have.